So the big story of the day is, of course, Harry and Meghan. It's dominating everything, and it will go on doing so for a very long time. It seems in America that they're gaining a lot of support. People feel sorry for them. They've got what's called mover's advantage. They've got their side of the story out first. I'm not sure how the royal family are going to respond to this. They've been put in a very, very difficult spot. But you know, all of this was so predictable. I remember thinking at the time of the wedding, and I was doing some work for Fox News on the wedding. I remember thinking, why is Oprah Winfrey there? I mean, Meghan met her once. I think she planned a big Hollywood career on the back of being a princess right from the very word go, and that Harry was just too weak to deal with it. But just look at the accusations that are being made. Look at the charge against the royal family of racism. Now, everyone knows when a baby's on the way, there's always speculation. What will it look like? Who will he or she look like? What colour will their hair be? How big will they be? What will they weigh? I don't know whether somebody in the royal household made a comment about what the colour might be. I don't know the truth of that. I really honestly don't. But when Meghan was questioned on that, you know, did somebody in the royal household ask what colour the baby would be? She said potentially. Either way, we won't know. But it is the slur of racism against the royal family which really upsets me. The Queen is coming up now for 70 years, not just as the Queen of our country, but head of the Commonwealth. She and the royal family have ceaselessly, over the decades, toured around the Commonwealth, something that has meant so much to them. The vast majority of the 2.3 billion people that live in the Commonwealth are Asian or black. You could argue the royal family have done more for people of colour than any other family or group of people in the world. So that charge, to me, just doesn't stand up. As for this whole business about mental health, about bullying, about being silenced, well, you know, she might have thought she was joining a soap opera, but she was joining the royal family. Maybe she thought she was going to replace Lady Di. Maybe she thought she was going to be the centre of all attention. But the idea that she has somehow been done down or discriminated against in any way is nonsense. The crowds that were there on the day of the royal wedding, the street parties that took place across the country, the media, it was wall to wall. Do you remember her going to Brixton? They were cheering, "We love you, Meghan." I can't think of anything, any negativity in the press at the time of their wedding. Sure, criticism followed. It always does if you're a public figure with the English tabloid press. That goes with the territory. But this all started because Harry and Meghan were lecturing us about climate change, about carbon emissions, whilst flying around the world in private jets. And that was when the criticism began. So off they went to Canada, to live in isolated Canada, because they didn't want the press speculation. Really? Well, now Harry's on the James Corden show. They're both appearing in a 2-hour special with Oprah Winfrey. If you haven't watched the CBS output last night, you can, if you wish, see it on ITV today. But it's all about victimhood. It's all about how badly they've been treated. And they are posing an enormous threat to the royal family, who are going to find it, as I said before, very tough to answer some of these negatives. I kind of grew up thinking that Edward VIII, Wallis Simpson, these were really bad people. And yet, when you look at it, you know, they were interviewed, big sit down in their house in Paris in about 1970, and both of them were loyal to the crown, did not say disobliging things about it to their dying day, despite the fact they were treated very, very harshly indeed. So we need to get the word out in America. I've been trying a bit today on some American media channels that this is one side of a story and that actually they've behaved badly. And as for Harry, well, whatever my criticisms are of Meghan, they are nothing as compared to how I feel about Prince Harry. To publicly betray members of your own family in front of the world's media the way that he has done is, I think, nothing short of being absolutely despicable. And when he says, oh, my father wasn't promising us lots of money, well, of course not, because he wasn't prepared to go on doing the job. The most damning thing that I've heard about Prince Harry is there he was, Captain General of the Royal Marines. And on the day there was a Royal Marine event, a fundraising event, where was he? In Leicester Square, talking to the boss of Disney, Bob Iger, and overheard saying to Eisner, my wife would like some voiceover work. So don't talk to us about duty being universal. We saw a better sense of duty, I think, from the Queen talking about Commonwealth Day, which of course is today. I think the time has come to strip them of their royal titles. They are clearly intent on, number one, destroying the monarchy, and number two, making themselves as bigger stars, as bigger leaders of the woke revolution in America and the rest of the world. It's a very, very sad day for this country. I have no sympathy for either of them whatsoever. She must have known what she was getting into. He was born into a life of privilege. I know it was an awful thing to lose his mother in such a public way at that young age. But if we destroy the monarchy, we destroy something very special about this country. I think that's what they're intent on doing. And I'm going to do my best over the next week to try and get that counter-argument put out there into America. The idea that the British royal family are racist after all they've done for the Commonwealth is, frankly, beneath contempt.
Welcome to Meghan and Harry Tales, where we celebrate the resilience and inspiring journey of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Today we delve into the latest discussions surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan as they continue to make waves and command global attention.
I'd love Harry to come
their
back. I must be
unwavering
honest,
dedication
I do
to their
miss him.
truth, their family, and their
generally loved him. At one
humanitarian
stage, he was the
causes
most popular member of the
speaks
royal
volumes.
family. He could do no wrong.
Let's dive
Whatever he
into
did wrong,
today's
people forgave
topic
him
with
because
clarity and positivity.
that was who he was.
Once
He was
again,
just
Prince Harry and Meghan are at the
really
centre of the conversation,
nice,
a testament
open,
to their undeniable
giving
influence
person.
and impact.
I miss
Across the United
kindness of
States and
Harry as well,
beyond,
when children
support
just,
for the couple continues.
I mean, the
to grow.
last job I did with him was
Many
at a school in
recognise
Luton,
their
a girls'
courage
school
in
in
stepping
Luton, and
away
they
from
absolutely
tradition
were
to
hugging him
carve
at
out
the end
their
as he was
own
leaving. They
path.
were hugging him.
Their
He was
ability
so,
to control their
so
narrative
hugely
and share
popular.
their experiences
I miss that. I
firsthand
do miss that.
has
I miss that
resonated
more
with
than anything.
audiences
He was just a
worldwide.
joy to go with.
While
And
some may
wherever you went with
speculate
him
on
in
the royal
world,
family's
he
response,
brought
one thing is
fun
clear.
and
Harry
laughter
and Meghan's
to
story
children, and
is one of resilience.
and it was great.
Their transparency
I remember
has paved the way for
doing
important
television
conversations
interviews,
about
saying
mental
how
health,
great she was,
social
that
justice,
first year.
and the evolution
Everything
of
she
modern
did was
monarchy.
brilliant. I mean, we went to
They have
Scotland,
transformed their
Ireland,
experiences into
Wales,
powerful lessons that inspire
all over
people
Britain,
globally.
Morocco.
By speaking up,
she was just
they have empowered countless
sensational.
individuals who relate to their struggles.
You know,
and
5
triumphs.
years gone now since
Reflecting
Harry
on
and
their
Meghan
journey,
fled
it's
this
evident
country.
that Meghan
Harry,
and
I
Harry
do miss
have
greatly
always been
because
forward-thinking.
I loved
Even
working
at their
with him.
wedding, there were
I
signs
loved going
that they
overseas with him.
envisioned
I
a
loved when
different
he was
future.
with children. I
One
loved
where they
everything
could
he
champion
did. Whether it was in a
causes
Barbados
close to their
hospital
hearts.
with a sick
Their
child or
decision
playing
to share their
touch rugby
experiences
with kids on
openly with figures
Copacabana
like
Beach in
Oprah
Brazil,
Winfrey wasn't about division,
or
but
dancing
about
with
shedding
kids
light on the
with
realities
his blue
they
suede
face.
shoes on in Jamaica.
Meghan
He was
entered royal
fun.
life with the
Where he
intention of
tried to
contributing
outrun
meaningfully,
Usain Bolt, the
but the
fastest man in the
constraints
world.
of the
He was
institution
fun.
proved
And he did
challenging.
it. And he used to say
While
at
some
the end of the
expected her
trip,
to quietly
we'd all go to the
conform,
pub and he'd say,
she instead found the
very
strength
best
to
for you
speak up
photographers,
about
give
her
you great
experiences.
pictures.
Her decision
now,
to highlight the
he's
struggles she
just
faced was
sullen.
not an
The
attack
Harry
on
that I
tradition,
knew
but
and
rather an
loved
effort to bring
just
awareness
seems to
to
have
the
disappeared.
realities
But
of
you know
life
what?
within
I
a
feel
system resistant
that
to change.
if he felt
Criticism has
sorry
come,
enough for the
but
things he's
let's
done,
not
I'm
forget
sure
the
the
love
king,
and admiration they
his
received
father,
at the
who
time
loves
of
him
their
dearly
wedding.
still, would forgive
From
him and he would be
enthusiastic
able to come
crowds
back.
in
But I'm not
Brixton
so
to
sure about how
celebrations
William would
across
feel
the
about it.
UK,
Harry and
the
William
world was
were so
captivated
close.
by their union.
I mean, I used
The
to,
narrative
I
that they were
photographed them
unwelcome is
skiing
simply
together when they
untrue.
were learning to
Yes,
ski when they
media
were
scrutiny
kids, when they
exists
were
for all
tiny
public
kids.
figures, but
I saw
selective
them as they went to
criticism,
school
especially
together.
when rooted in double
Now
standards,
they learned to
deserves to be
fly
called
aircraft
out.
together when they joined.
They were
when
questioned for
training in
advocating
the Royal Air
environmental
Force.
causes while travelling.
Everything they did together.
But they have also
he
used their
was his
platform
best
to
man
push
at his
for
wedding,
sustainability and meaningful
and
change.
Harry was best man at
Their commitment
William's
to
wedding
climate
and William was
action
best
is
man at
evident
Harry's
in their
wedding.
work.
That's how
From
close they were.
eco-friendly
They
business
were
ventures to active
brothers
participation in
in
global
arms.
discussions on
I believe in
sustainability.
forgiveness. I think, you know,
The
if someone's
idea that
truly
stepping away
repentant,
from royal duties
you know, forgiveness
equates
is
to abandoning responsibility
something we all should be
is
capable of
misleading.
doing. Some people it's impossible.
Prince Harry's commitment to service remains evident.
and
His work with the Invictus Games, mental health
anything's
advocacy,
possible, you know. I
and
mean,
continued
everybody
philanthropy
can say
demonstrate a
sorry
deep sense
and
of duty.
mean it,
Meghan, too, has remained
and by their
devoted to
actions show
initiatives
they
that
mean
uplift
it.
communities,
You know what? I think he
focusing on
must
women's
miss.
empowerment,
Meghan Markle and
education,
Prince Harry
social
had
justice.
a sweet moment
The
at the
notion that they
2025
seek to
Invictus Games in
dismantle the
Canada.
monarchy is unfounded.
The Duke and Duchess
Instead,
of
they are
Sussex shared a
reshaping what it
romantic
means to be
kiss while
modern
attending
royals,
Saturday's opening
individuals who use
ceremony
their
of the
influence for
biannual
positive global
games.
impact,
The two were
rather
first
than
spotted
simply
applauding
upholding
and
tradition
waving
for
blue
tradition's
pom-poms
sake.
in the air from the
Their
stands at
work with
BC
various
Place Stadium in
foundations, mental
Vancouver.
health advocacy,
Then, before
and global
Prince Harry
outreach
briefly
initiatives
stepped away to give a
demonstrates
speech,
their unwavering
Meghan grabbed her
dedication to
husband's cheeks and
creating a
gave him
better
a
future.
kiss on the
The
lips.
United States has welcomed
The
them
Suits alum
with
was
open
later
arms,
photographed huddling
recognizing
up
their
with
value
Harry and
as
resting her head
humanitarian
on
figures.
his shoulder.
Their growing
The opening
success
ceremony
in
was an
media,
event
business,
to
and social
remember with
initiatives
several
is not
heartfelt
about
tributes to
overshadowing the
athletes and
monarchy,
performances
but
from
about
Katy Perry,
carving out their
Nelly
own
Furtado,
meaningful
Chris Martin,
legacy.
and Noah Khan.
Their projects, from
The Invictus
podcasts
Games were
to
founded by
documentaries,
Prince Harry in
continue to
2014
bring
and are an
attention to crucial
international
social
multi-sport
issues,
week-long
ensuring their
event
influence
for
is
wounded,
used for
injured,
good.
or sick
Despite
military
persistent
personnel, both
attempts to
serving and
undermine them,
retired.
Meghan and
Prince
Harry's
Harry has
bond
been
remains
promoting the
strong.
2025
Their
Invictus
unity
Games
as
for
a couple
months.
and as
In
parents to their
February
beautiful children
2024,
is a
he
testament
traveled with
to
Meghan
their
to Vancouver
priorities.
Whistler to start the
Family,
one-year
love,
countdown
and
to the
purpose
games.
continue to drive them forward. They have made
The
it
Duke
clear
and
that their
Duchess of
commitment to
Sussex's
each
first
other
year
and
of
their
marriage
shared
was
mission
filled with wedded
outweighs any
bliss. So
external
we're strolling
negativity.
down memory lane for a look
As we
at the
watch their
moments that
journey
made us
unfold,
swoon.
we
It's as
must
beautiful as you
challenge
remember.
biased
My goodness,
narratives
it's amazing,
and
isn't
seek
it?
the truth. The notion that they are seeking
Kicking off our
attention or
royal
playing the
cuteness
victim
countdown,
disregards
Meghan's
the larger
reaction to
picture.
seeing her wedding
These are
dress
two
for the first
individuals
time since she and
advocating for
Harry
systemic
said
change
"I do"
and
on
using
May
their
19,
platform for good.
2018.
They have taken
The
bold
work that they
steps
did here
toward
is just so
ensuring that
beautiful.
others who
The
experience
moment was
similar
filmed for
challenges,
HBO's
whether in the
documentary
royal
Queen of
sphere
the
or
World
beyond,
and
can
came
find hope and
complete with this
strength in their own
heartwarming
journey.
revelation.
There's
Their
a
work
piece
is
of,
not just
did you see it,
about
the piece of
their
blue
personal
fabric
story.
that's stitched
It is
inside?
about
It's my
creating a
something
world
blue.
where
It's my
people feel
it's
seen,
fabric
heard,
from my
and
it's still in
valued.
there. Yes, we'll have to.
Meghan and Harry's
It's fabric
journey is
from the
far
dress
from
that I wore on
over.
our first date.
They are pioneers in their own
nice
right,
romantic.
navigating
And if
uncharted
MM's
waters
wedding
with
gowns
courage
don't
and
melt
grace.
your heart,
Their
Meghan
story
and
is not
Harry's
one of
PDA-filled
scandal, but
polo
of
tournament
transformation,
might do the
a
trick.
bold reimagining
The
of
Duke
what
and his
it
close
means
friend
to
Nacho
serve
Figueres
and
led
inspire.
Team
They
Regis
have
to
taken
victory
ownership of
at
their
the 8th
narrative
annual
and
Santa
continue
Bale
to
Polo
uplift
Cup
others
last
through
July.
their words,
Meghan, who'd been
actions,
looking
and
on from her own royal
As they
box,
continue to build their
presented the
foundation,
champions
support
with their
important
trophy,
causes, and
but
raise
she
their
saved
family
the
with
grand
love.
prize
We
for
stand
her
with them.
prince.
Their dedication to mental health,
And
social
that
justice,
certainly wasn't
and
the couple's
humanitarian
only
efforts
swoon-worthy
deserve
moment of the
recognition, not
day.
ridicule. Their
At
impact
number
is already
6,
being felt,
Meghan and Harry's
and their
appearance
influence
at the
will
100th
undoubtedly shape
anniversary
future
of the Royal
generations.
Air Force.
Thank you for tuning in to Meghan and Harry. Stay inspired, stay informed, and remember,
We
love
quickly
always
learned that the
wins.
Sussex
Don't
couple
forget
is
to like,
much more
share, and
affectionate than the
subscribe for more
Cambridge
uplifting
duo
discussions.
as they entered
Until
Westminster
next time.
Abbey. Meghan holds